What's going on, guys? PZB is back again with another interview with Merging Moon. I had a lot of fucking technical difficulties with this thing. I apologize. But they're back again with another interview with well, basically, this got taken down on YouTube, so I'm bringing it back to the channel because it is overdue. And I appreciate you, son, reaching out to me and asking for this to be done. Thank you very much for that. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
thank
cool.
you.
So, first off, I want to thank you guys for sending me these albums for absolutely fucking free. I had no clue that they were going to be free. I mean, you guys told me you're going to send me a couple shirts, and then I ended up with a bunch of fucking albums, shirts, and wristband that I still wear right now. I freaking love this
Yeah,
wristband, dude. And then I haven't taken a look at this one yet, but yeah, you guys watched my album review for Kamikakushi.
yeah.
Spirited Away is what it translates to. That is after the anime, correct? You guys basically use the anime as your influence for that album.
Uh, Kamikakushi is something traditionally used in Japan, which shows the phenomenon, like usually a girl or boy or very little kids are walking somewhere in the middle of nowhere and gets vanished somehow and suddenly appears maybe 10 or 20 years later, and we call that phenomenon kamikakushi, like God is hiding somebody to somewhere for a period of time. That that was used in the anime title too, and we were Marging Moon. Marging Moon was trying to tell a story about yokai and strange spirits or monsters, so we just tried to use the same word to our second album, and it's about the time trip, like Back to the Future. Like in the very beginning, SE music, we get to go backward in the time, and we go into the ancient Japan's weird culture with a lot of crazy monsters or spirits, and we walk through that kind of world, then come back to modern world by the very last SE music in the second album. That's the structure of the album at that time.
So, I've been watching anime for years now, and I happen to notice that you guys have a lot of words that resemble demons and spirits. Like you have the yokai and you have the oni. Where now I noticed that on this album,
Yeah,
you have a yokai, which means spirit in Japan, right? In Nihongo, it
yes,
means spirit, and then you have the oni here, which is demon,
yes,
correct?
yes,
What is
yes.
the whole? Is this good versus evil kind of concept with the album cover?
It's like if you look at the second album's jacket, at the center there's a Nao-chan, which is Japanese doll,
Oh,
and that Japanese doll actually appeared already in the first album's jacket, and we we thought our main character presenting Majin Mu was the Japanese doll Nao-chan from the first album, and this time it's second time we released the album, so we need a monster and the Nao-chan, the Japanese doll, and maybe the monster is kidnapping the doll to somewhere else in the timeline, and maybe we should call it Kamikakushi because uh, going backward in time and come back time trip story. So it was a concepted album like that.
I like that. I've always liked the idea of the concept of albums, and I think we talked about this in our last interview that got taken down, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I was talking to you earlier, Tatsuya-san, and you said that basically you guys are kind of at a hiatus right now with the guitarist and stuff going on there with the new stuff.
Yeah, it's not doing very well. I mean, it's the band is at the moment not active, so well, only because we are not doing it professionally. We don't have any schedule. We don't have any budgets, so we are all doing it as like part-time hobby thing. So it's very difficult in that situation to gather around same around aged guitar player and bass player and drum player and mm, like usually mm, most of our friends around us playing death metal have different jobs or still doing music but very busy on that music activity and don't have time for Margin Moon helping. So that's the difficult point. And what I'm trying to figure out is to find a music style itself that we don't need so many other new people to join us to release new kind of music.
So not going into specifics on the topic of jobs, what are your guys' day jobs, if you don't mind me asking? You don't have to go into specific details. Just like what do you do generally as humans in this world? Not rock stars.
Yeah. So from you, san
えなんて
昼間の普通の職業はもし聞いていいんだったら何ですかいっていう。
あ、はい、すごい。聞こえた
あ、なんかちょっと回線あれだったかもし
あれI work office work.
Office work, nice. That's what my wife does. What's what she did before. And then Tatsuya, I think you said last time what you do, but I can't
れない。
remember.
Yeah, I'm still doing music, sometimes composing, but sometimes arranging because arranging earns money more straight away. But composing music is like luck. So, I mean, gamble. I don't know. Uh, if somebody releases music written by me, and that person doesn't just straight away pay me or anything, they try to sell it and see how it goes. Then the amount of earnings of mine will be fixed or something like that. So I cannot predict the future in that way. So I mainly do the arranging and mixing and that kind of side stuff.
Do you actually produce for other people too, or just the music that you write? Like
Yes,
for your day job, you actually produce for other people?
sometimes somebody asks me to produce some girl singer or boy singer,
Really?
but mainly girls singer, much younger ones, and who just can sing very well, but no relation to creating music. So
How about the first take? Are you familiar with that? The show, the first take, like with Lisa and other artists get on the first take and sing. Are you guys familiar with that Japan show that they have?
yeah, a tiny bit. I don't usually watch it. Maybe it's lack of my I don't know effortness. I don't know, but I should watch them all. Maybe Yusan is a singer, so she should be more keen about those programs.
Okay. So in the future, you guys were talking about, if the band does become a whole again, you guys will play the concerts again because I get asked a lot of questions. Hey, when's Merging Moon gonna fucking play more concerts? Please talk to them for me. Please ask them questions. And I'm like, I mean, these guys are busy just as much as I am, so I can't like talk to him every day. It's like Hero from Nocturnal Bloodlust. He checked out my video on Instagram and actually followed me recently. I got an interview with him later on this year. He's super busy. Like these artists, these people don't realize how busy these artists are and how much time and effort goes into making a band and making singles and making albums. it's not as easy as it sounds. Like, and the same goes for creators on YouTube. It's the same shit. Like I got a full list of 7,000 requests to get to, and I can't. I mean, I can't get to them all. So, but like generally the future. Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel very sorry for that because you get so many questions from many different listeners of many different bands. And I think, yeah, all the people in Nocturnal Bloodlust is way more busier than mm, me, of course, and I'm not that busy. So, yeah, I can answer all the questions, but I'm I'm very feeling bad about replying in, I mean, how to say, I cannot say like, yeah, we're coming to anywhere touring next month or something like that, like happy news. I can't deliver happy news right now, and that's stopping me to look at the comments and swipe the screen and
Yep.
focus on other like music jobs or anything, something like that in my mind. So it's not like I'm too busy because I'm an artist and I can't reply to the fans or comments or anything like that. I'm feeling very sorry, and I still have a dream, and Yusen does it too. Yusen has a big dream too, and yeah.
I know that other people were asking me, and I asked you in the last interview, but what made Yusan leave Merging Moon? I do get asked that a lot too.
Maybe our memories are different, so I think Yusen should reply to the question.
Okay.
なんだって言ってた
え
忘れちゃった。
よく
何
コメントでファンの方が聞いてくれる中で、
あ
なんか、ライブやるのっていうのの次に多いのが、やっぱ、ゆうさん、なんで離れちゃったのみたいなのあったから、なんか何があったのか答えられたらな、みたいな。
I changed my mind
Change your mind. you missed your family.
temporarily.
Band's like family, so you can't leave your
Yeah,
family.
changed my mind, so I やめるくなった。I stopped to
Yeah.
try to band, but I re-changed my mind, so I
Devil
rejoined.
Inside? Devil Inside, right? It was the old band.
Devil Inside. あ、で、なんだっけ違う。
Devil Wedding? Devil Wedding. Devil Wedding is なんだろう the temporary band.
Temporary band, okay.
Yes, so it あれじゃないの It's not called to imagine.
Devil Within. That was it. It was Devil Within. That's the name of the band
Yeah.
I was thinking of. Okay. Well, I know that you guys definitely belong together, like as a band. Like you're a missing part. I already told you this. You are the missing part for this band. There's not gonna find a better vocalist than you. And I really hope that you guys pull it together and actually make new music. I mean, because I'm always looking forward to it. Like you guys and Nokubora and you guys are my two top favorite J metal bands, and it is a fucking honor to actually interview you guys and then later on Nokubora as well, because I talk to Hiro pretty frequently on Instagram now, and it's pretty cool, man. I never thought I would get there. It's pretty cool.
Good man.
He's a huge idol for my singing now. So, but yeah, I really hope that I wish nothing but the best for you guys. Seriously. So
Thank you.
Indeed.
in the wake of COVID, do you think that COVID actually had a say in everything that is the return of Merging Moon? That you guys started contacting each other more frequently, or did it bring you guys together even more?
Um, what do you think, you さん？コロナのおかげでより連絡取るようになったとかっていうことはあったりする？
変わらないんじゃない？ Not change than before.
I was like staying home. This is my office. Like
Yeah.
at home, I'm standing like in front of my MacBook and always, opening up the doors to create music or arranging. So it doesn't change a bit from before coronavirus situation and after, but mm, mm, ye- yeah, but if Olympic Tokyo, like 2020 Tokyo Olympics, were properly held in 2020 and so many visitors came, if that happened, I think I wanted to do something in front of them as uh, Margin Moon members because it should have been a really great chance to show what we have to the like foreign music listeners.
Have you guys thought about reaching to other bands that are currently in the scene right now? Like Dazzling Bad. There's other bands that I've covered, and I could network with you guys and maybe try to help you get some members. If you want my help, it's up to you. I can help you guys. There's Dazzling Bad. There's Prompts. There's Crystal Lake. There's Nokubora. There's can't remember what the other ones I've done. There's Dexcore, all kinds of bands that you guys can reach out to. Like grab the artists from those bands and see what if they would be willing to do a side project with you guys, or to do drums for you guys, to do guitars for you guys. So that way you guys have something going on. Like if I can help you guys in any way, I will, cause you guys reached out to me to do an interview first time. So.
It's so kind of you. It's very thankful, and yeah, I want to thank you. And I wish I can ask you for that, but at the moment, it's kind of rude to invite something new to the Margin Moon because Margin Moon is like not doing all right, and I'm even thinking about like changing the instrumentations because in that way we don't need new members to create another music, and I'm thinking in that direction, and maybe that's going, I don't know how to say, going against, I don't know, going away from death metal scene
Yeah.
if I change the instrumentations from the new album, but
That's a big step to take, to lose your sound. That's a huge step to take, and sometimes you gain fans doing that, and sometimes you lose fans doing that. You won't lose me as a fan, but you guys gotta do what you gotta do. You know, if you gotta go down to 2 members, 3 members, so be it. So just keep the music coming, man. I'm only one guy making my shit, so I don't want anyone else in my project because I know exactly the vision, just like you guys know the vision of your project, and you don't need another person to try to change your vision. You know what I mean? But yeah, you don't want that, and you don't need that. So
I really still love the sound image of death metal music, especially melodic death metal with synth leads or something. Like I really love that sound. So I still want the members, but I want to collaborate, maybe, if I use the word. And I don't want to invite people into Margin Moon and make Margin Moon real job, and we have to carry on Margin Moon as job or work or for money. I don't think that will
Just for fun, you want to do it for fun, huh?
Yeah, I want to think about the money while I'm doing music during the daytime. Maybe when I'm creating idol song or I don't know hip hop song or more popular music. Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to focus on what is popular, what is not popular, what can bring money or not, or something like that. But in Margin Moon time, I don't want to think about money. I don't want to think about like uh like do what others do.
What's
Like
trending? You don't want to worry
yeah,
about what's trending right now. Yeah.
yeah. No, I want to be a pure artist when it's Margin Moon. But if I say that, I cannot invite people or hire people if somebody is doing it very hard,
Hmm.
very, mm, it's very, I feel it's kind of rude to ask somebody to join me while I'm not doing it for my main real job. That so that's why I want collaboration and not inviting.
So a, I have tons of albums to get to, but I
Mm.
want to make at one point this year. I want to make a trip to inauguration of the Black Sun. The reason why is because I want to discover what started your
Mm.
band. I want to know what was the sound that brought to life. And I
Mm.
just want to know like what the vision was back then because I've already heard the vision on the sophomore album. I'd like to hear it on the freshman album as well. A lot of people, including like TXM and everyone else, they've told me that album's very raw production. It's not very like you didn't know what you were doing back then with the production. So the sophomore album's always gonna sound better, arguably. The first album's always gonna sound like shit. So I'm not saying it's gonna sound like shit. I'm not calling your band shit. I'm not calling this album shit. I want you to let you. I want to let you know right now. I'm not calling this shit. I'm just saying like it's gonna be like a rawer production compared to Kamakukushi, and I wanna discover it. I wanna find out what's going on. Why you changed the logo? The logo is also changed on here as well.
Yeah. Uh, in sound designing wise, the first album, second, and even the third were all produced by Hiro from Studio Prisoner, where Nocturnal Bloodlust is also
Whoa, whoa,
yeah
whoa, 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 whoa,
almost
whoa!
recorded.
Hero produced the first album.
I mean,
Um,
not the Nocturnal
another
Bloodlust.
another
The
hero.
person named Hiro
Okay.
is owning the studio
Okay.
in Saitama Prefecture, Urawa City. It's a very big city. I'm famous for footballing and anything, and you can drink beer and unagi. And, but yeah, there's a super guy who engineers all the loud music in Japan, named Hiro-san, because we call him with san. So
He's older.
Hiro-san,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
how it
yeah,
goes in
yeah,
Japan. Yeah.
yeah. And when our first album was released, it was the very first moment of our activity, and that was 2010 or 11. And uh, at that time, our superior Hiro-san was also much younger and still in a smaller studio and with smaller equipment. But he was so passionate and he used a lot of new techniques from abroad to brush up our sounds, record our sounds. So that was quite raw sound, but yeah, it was because Hiro-san was even much younger.
Yeah. Well,
Mm.
he's in his 50s now, I think you said. Right? He's in his
Yeah,
50s?
40s, late
40s.
40s or middle.
And
I actually don't know.
a lot of people don't realize this. As you grow older, your ears change. And that makes production a lot more precise. than when you're younger. Like when you're younger, your ears are not fully developed. Like I'm 33. I don't know how old you guys are. I think I asked you last to enter an interview.
Yeah.
You're 33, and then Yusan's what, 32?
Almost same.
Same? Okay,
Yeah,
so we're all the
I
same
think.
age, so we get the whole point. So yeah, Sanju-san. What was the next question I was gonna ask you guys? So, on the topic of what's popular, what's trending right now, in my opinion, what's popular right now, there's two genres that are really popular right now. That's symphonic deathcore, black and symphonic deathcore, like Lorna Shore, Nocturnal Bloodlust, Worm Shepherd, all those air bands, Enterprise Earth, and also new metal is making a comeback as well. So that would be, I don't know if that would be something you guys will be interested in doing and changing your sound to, but that's just kind of to help you with what's trending right now. That's currently, because I look at data sheets almost every single day to see what I can cover on my channel. So.
Yeah, you said you really like new metal, and you especially like the Rammstein and which one?
Industrial metal.
Yeah,
Yes.
industrial metal. Yeah, I really only liked Marilyn Manson and Slipknot and those Korn and those stuff before I started doing Imaging Moon. So answering to the last question too, Magic Moon just started to do some metal. We didn't know what kind of metal we were doing at the time, and we didn't even know what metal core was. I didn't just know what the core exactly meant. So I didn't know what breakdown was. Somebody told me, maybe from Nocturnal Bloodlust guy. Yeah, bassist guy, he was the leader, and he told me like it was like a jet coaster going up and going down, and okay, that was breakdown, and it was called metalcore, but I didn't know that word even. And just so if the movement, I don't know if the listeners now are trying to listen to deathcore sounds with symphonic sounds or new metal riffs more in 2022 or 23, yeah, that's exactly what we would like to produce next.
Okay.
Yeah, or if we have a really fast, like double bass drum guy, yeah, we want to use that as well. If we have Yusan, yeah, we want to focus on what Yusan voice can cover and express weird worlds.
On the topic of your genre, so I
Yeah.
remember it's because I had to look up my video that I made for the review. I gave you guys genre: experimental, progressive, melodic deathcore, post-hardcore, and horrorcore. Those were my genres. And then I had for influences, it was Enter Shikari. Obviously, number one influence. We talked about this last time. He's definitely, that band's definitely, they're coming back. They have new music that's coming up.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Soilwork, Arch Enemy, Bless the Fall, and the Black Dahlia Murder. Rest in peace, Trevor. Were really the picks that I picked.
Loved his music.
But yeah, those were my influences, man. Those bands just really, those were the first 5 bands that I thought of whenever I listened to Kamikakuchi, and it's a 10 out of 10 album. It's a beautiful masterpiece. Those of you watching right now, if you have not listened to Kamikakuchi, please go either watch my album review or just go listen to the full fucking album on Spotify, or fucking just looking for it on YouTube, you know? It's a beautiful album. And When Phantom Becomes a Fact and Crimson Persimmon, both of those are just, they're fantastic tracks. And Agonizing Choice is amazing too. But I think When Phantom Becomes a Fact had the most progressive elements in it. It just wasn't the same. Like, you guys were just going everywhere with that song. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, what is this fucking dubstep? It's like, I don't even know, man. I love that track. That track is beautiful.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to get to this inauguration this year, hopefully. If I can get a pick, because, I mean, everyone is picking albums for me to review, and I want to pick my own albums to review, so. And on the topic of production, what DAW do you use for your mixing and recording?
Maybe last time I answered the same question, but if I say during the first album and the second album, I didn't even try to finish the song as like product line. I don't know. I was just trying to show demos only, so I didn't have any audio interface. I just straight away plugged my guitar into MacBook, because old MacBook with black and white used to have the input jack on the side. So stereo mini jack. I thought that was, and straight away recorded the guitar sound, and so noisy sound were sent to Mr. Hiro-san, and Hiro-san had a proper studio, so he knew how to reproduce the sounds. Of course, all of the members went to Hiro-san's studio to play and record.
Nice.
So if I have the right to say, he's using not Pro Tools, but he's into something. Studio One. If you know Studio One.
I use Reaper. That's what I use.
Yeah, he often appears in music magazine in Japan and talks about his main equipment, Studio One. And even if you are a Studio One user, if you log in and the first page comes out, there's a feeding page where Hiro-san often comes and appears in the screen.
Nice. So, oh boy. Do you guys have any questions for me? Like, or anything that you wanted to ask me during this interview?
ゆうさんも質問ありますか？質問タイムで。
私から？
こっちからの質問タイム。
マージングムーンをどうやって見つけたの？
How did you find Merging Moon at first?
How did I find Merging Moon? So I had a Patreon, a patron that joined the Patreon, right? Kind of just surprised me. He was, I believe, the 4th or 5th member to join my Patreon. He's a very, very busy dude right now because he has a new job. He dropped off a Patreon. I was kind of upset about it, but I understand, man. Everyone has to, live their lives and everything. He's a very, very busy guy and pretty good friend of mine. His name is TXM, and he has his own channel on YouTube. And I discovered you guys through a Patreon request that he gave to me to check you out. And not to check you, like YOU, not YU. YOU out. And I was like, holy shit. This band sounds like an early 2000s Enter Shikari, Bless the Fall type electronica band. Like immediately, like Attack, Enter Shikari, Bless the Fall. It's like, and then you had her screams, which sounds like Randy Bly from Lamb of God, and Elisa Whiteglass and Angela Glasgow from Arch Enemy, and then. Just her whole makeup that she was wearing, like with the kimono. Was that a kimono that she was wearing? I believe it was in the Grand video. Kimono. When she was wearing a kimono and had her hair in front of her eyes, I just immediately thought of the girl from The Ring. I was like, that's fucking. I forget her name. I forget what her name is in Ringu. I can't remember. But I can't remember her name. Sakura, I think it is, or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, in Hollywood version, yeah. Samara or something like
Samara, that's it. Samara,
Yes,
that's her name. Yeah. And I just really thought that, like, wow, dude, this chick can fucking. She's nasty at screens. I just like that's really just kind of just pushed me into doing more. And then I heard this fucking masterpiece, and I was like, holy shit, I am a fan for life. Like, Gravity Spadil is still one of my favorite tracks from you guys, man. That's a beautiful, beautiful piece of work, man. I love that. And I don't know, it just kind of just, it also, you guys were the third or fourth Japanese band that I discovered on my channel. The first being Baby Metal, or sorry, first was Gazette, then it was Darren Gray, then Baby Metal, then you guys. And then that led to Unlucky Morpheus, Nocturnal Bloodlust, Dex Core, Devil Woof, all the other stuff. And I even checked out The Devil Within too, as her side project, which was really good. Really, really good sound to it. And but yeah, that's how I discovered it. So what I'm gonna get into now is instruments. We have about a half an hour left, right? Yeah, half an hour. The instruments that you guys used, even the mic. I'd like to know what type of mics you used, what type of bass you used, guitars that you used throughout your recording processes, and what do you feel the perfect tone for a guitar is? Like, do you like a grungy type tone, or like, I don't know. What do you feel the perfect tone would be for a guitar?
Guitar. Okay, let's talk about mic first from you, sir. なんか、何のマイク使ってて、
こだわりはないけど、usually use なんだっけ、ベータ58。
Beta 58? Oh, yeah, SM58?
So you use Shure.
Not
Shure
SM.
mic.
Sure. Yes, sure
Yeah.
mic.
I
Ah,
agree. Shure has the best sounding mics. I definitely agree with that.
Yes, なんだろう。なんていうの。It sounds mild and my voice is high tone is
Tenor?
私はハイのトーンが大きいから。
yeah. High frequencies, it's too high from her voice.
So I cannot use like AKG,
Yeah.
like Sennheiser mic.
Yeah, because
I
it'll
usually
blow
use
the speakers out in the actual mic, huh? If you scream into it. Yeah.
Yeah,
She doesn't need any crispy mics. Her voice is too crispy and
For me, I definitely agree that a Shure mic is the best mic to use. And
yeah.
what is Studio Prisoner? What is that? Hang on. Oh, it's Studio. Okay.
oh yeah. To talk about the sound of Margin Moon and all the stuff, yeah, I cannot just. Yeah. I have to talk about this studio,
Oh wow.
Prisoner. This is where
He's done
we all.
Unlucky Morpheus too.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Unlucky Morpheus and
Hone Your
Thousand
Sense
Eyes.
is another band that I know of. Hone Your Sense, Ghost of
Yeah.
Flare. I've heard of all these bands. Holy shit.
Yeah, all of them are sound-wise produced by Mr. Hiro-san in Studio
Really
Prisoner.
cool.
Yeah, and Margin Moon too, from the first to the latest one. Only the Activate the Hell last year on digital release was done by the guitarist Yuto.
And it's a good
But-
sound. It's a good production. There's nothing wrong with that production. It's
Yeah,
really
he
good.
also has a really nice sound studio that records his friends and a lot of mm, metal bands. Visit his studio, and he graduated from specialized school for mixing and recording and that kind of stuff. So he knows a lot more about audio techniques than me, and I'm more into creating side of music, like typing MIDI notes or anything, something like that. Well, yeah, and he's the guitarist, and I'm just the bassist, so I only use bass. Moon Climb 5. I don't know.
Wait,
Uh,
what brand is that?
Moon. Moon. The sign here is broken
I never even
from the
heard that.
beginning. Yeah, I was living in Machida in Kanagawa Prefecture. The time was like 2010 or 9. I was at I was in university. I was in university, and the closest music store was trying to close, and they had the sale like 10% off by day. This thing was like 80% off, and it was so cheap for me to get it because I wasn't so free to use the
It's a
money,
5-string?
but I needed 5 strings. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
This
nice.
is doing 5 string, and
It's really cool.
so like Grayen and those drop A sharp tuned music was played by this
Slipknot
guy.
tuning, right?
Yeah. Drop A sharp. The first album and some of the second album song, like Agonizing Choice, were all in tuned in like drop C. And when drop C, I still use Atelier Z. How do you pronounce it? Atelier Z. It's for like slapping and funky bass usually, but it's also good for playing metal bass, and it's 4 stringed, and I'm tuning it to drop C.
Japan doesn't have the same brands as us. It's very interesting
Yeah.
to see that.
Yeah. Sometimes crazy.
Because you
This
guys,
one
you
you
guys have photogenic. Yeah, photogenic, and Court, and Morris, and what is that? Because I have a whole bunch of instruments. I could show you guys if you want, but I have like 6 instruments in my room right now. But the Photogenic's actually a pretty good brand in Japan.
Yeah. And maybe a lot of bass players use Dingwall now. Like
Gingbo?
Dingwall. Like I mean,
Dingwall, never heard of
how do
that.
you say? Like the one the periphery guy uses.
Wow.
Or like all the genty bands use that brand. Is that not Dingwall?
Dingwall? I never heard of that.
Ding,
Never heard of that one.
like for drop G sharp, it's very low, so I needed this parallel bridge. It's not all together, it's separated. Yeah, to make the largest longest. And also the fret is not even, it's palm fret. How do you call it? It's not even, it's angled to
Oh
make
wow,
the
that's cool.
Yeah. To make this one super long and this one make not so long to fit the music genre. And this type of this is Ibanez, by the way, but Dingwall just does it so well. So every like genty band like
Like
tuning of
Japanese or just regular bands?
like Nocturnal Blast people and
After the Burial, maybe?
After Burial, maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Like they all tend to use this kind of bass guitar to tune down to like that low, like lower than G or yeah, maybe it's already 1 octave below than the original E, I think. Nowadays, I mean,
It's pretty cool. I never knew this. I never knew that before. I learned something new today. So never
yeah,
knew that.
it's quite crazy. It's the basic note, not the how to say the upper tones or below tones. The original tone should be not hearable if the tuning is so low and the bass player needs to do the lowest tone. You can't tune to like lower than G or something like that in nature problem. But in Dingwall and those modern production products can bring us to be able to play that low.
That's sweet. I never knew that, man. You talking a whole nother language. I'm not a bass player. I mean, I play bass, but I'm not like a bass player. Like you are a bass player, so you would know. Guitar player and singer, and picked up drums recently. But drums are hard as fuck. So
Yeah. About the microphone, because I also sing during the chorus section.
yeah, your
I
backup vocals.
Yeah, I played the bass, so I need the stand for it.
Nice.
And yeah, this just looks nice, and I don't
Yeah.
care about the sound. I don't care about the sounds and put so much reverb on and ah. Yeah, I've got another one which just lights up, but yeah,
That's so
again,
cool.
it just looks okay, looks fine, photogenic, but not sounding okay. But I don't care much. Put put reverb so much, and because the main vocalist is Yusan, so
Super cool, man. And I always like the look of those silver mics. I don't like the sound, but I do like the look of them. They look cool. So.
yeah.
You could just
Yeah.
use that for like a music video, not really to sing into, I guess. just because it looks cool.
Someday I really want to use mic stands like what Jonathan Davis uses.
Corn, yeah. You want to have the
Yeah.
naked lady on stage, huh? Literally, the statue of the naked
Yeah.
lady. Seen those guys 4 times in my life. They are fucking amazing live. Have you seen them live?
Yeah, like twice, maybe.
Really?
One was metal festival, and one was their own concert.
You guys been to the States before? Both of you?
I I traveled to the US maybe only once, if I don't count Hawaii or any island.
Hawaii's U.S. state. Let's just face it, they're a U.S. state, so yeah, that counts. I've never been to Hawaii. I heard it's really nice.
Really?
Never been there.
You yeah, must have been to Hawaii so many times.
Yeah.
Just to go for fun, or just like you guys all went on their vacation, the whole band, or just to go for fun?
A whole band, we haven't done that before. Maybe during the first album season, yeah, that was before Yusan joined the band, but all the members went to one of our guitarist's hometown, Okinawa,
Oh,
and that was
beautiful.
great. Yeah.
I heard Okinawa was absolutely beautiful. I've never been there yet. I'm hoping that I get to go there as a base. Because
Yeah.
you know I am a U.S. Air Force, so.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Who knows? I might get in the future. Keyboards. You play keyboards as well, right?
Yeah.
Do you use a chord? A boss? What do you use?
Jun was using Juno G. Magic Moon's keyboard player was called Jun, and Jun was using the analog synth that was Juno G, I think.
Juno is the brand? Juno
Yeah.
G?
It's complicating.
Probably.
Junoji. And he also liked the red one. What is called? Node lead.
Node, yeah. I've
Yeah,
heard of
Node
that.
lead. Yeah. And Roland's Junoji, I think.
Roland, I'm familiar with Roland. Okay.
Yeah. And
Never.
Junoji, yeah, his June's Junoji had a lot of stickers on it and a lot of handwriting like doodles from him and his girlfriend, ex girlfriend. Yeah.
Mhm.
So punk style. It's not he was not like death metal musician with long hair and doing this. Yeah, he wasn't death metal style. He was like punk.
Oh wow.
Yeah, blowing up everything, and his keyboard was always like on fire or smoke or anything. I don't remember, and he
Wow.
merely played a real line, and he
Super
programmed
cool.
programmed in, and yeah,
Do you guys
um,
still talk to the old band members?
I talked to the old guitarists, Shuya from Okinawa and Yusuke from Tochigi, and our first drummer Taku traveled to UK, but
Okay.
I still sometimes text to him.
And you guys just you don't even you know what you could do? You could actually reach out to the old members and have them help you make something with the DAWs from abroad. That's what people are doing nowadays. That's how they're collabing. They're
Yeah,
creating
yeah.
stuff in their DAWs and sending it through emails. And if you guys can't be a physical live band, you can be a digital live band. So
That's what I'm hoping to happen for the future, and
Mhm.
yeah, maybe they are trying to ignore me because if they listen to my talking, yeah, they'll have to throw away their lives, throw away their wives, and
yeah.
come to me and do the stupid work on guitar or something like that. But they are afraid of talking to me right now. But I hope the world's gonna change and easier for us to digitally release or digitally come together and release an album or collaborate freely without any hiatus to go to other towns or anything in real time. Oh, yeah, I talk too much.
No, you don't talk too much,
What
man. You're
about you?
fine. You're fine. So I do have a question for. Oh, no, 1 second. I do have a question for you, son. Basically, I think I asked her this in the last interview, but what got you started? What two bands got you started in singing slash screaming? Because I detect Lamb of God and Archenemy. That's what I hear from your voice.
なんで始めたのって？
アーチェネとか、ラムオブゴッドとかは、君の声から感じるんだけど、それどんなバンドと言っていいか、始めるきっかけとなったものは何ですか？
In fact, I never listened Lamb of God before I start to sing. So, なんだろう。My voice, 誰だろうな。Influenced by a lot of singers. Especially Joe from Dylan Gray.
I didn't hear what you just said, and you cut out, like your voice cut
Yeah.
out.
電波悪くてあれだって聞こえなかったんだけど、mostly influenced by Kyo, the main singer
Of who?
Yeah,
of Diran Gray. If
Oh,
I
Kyo. Okay.
Japanese band.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
Kyo.
I actually I never heard the Lamb of God before I start to sing because
Wow.
because I didn't know death metal. I start to shout.
Mm.
Lamb of
but
God is the first band that I listened to.
but I like the Puppeteer Grey before, so I know his voice, shout of their voice. I start to um, sing like him. So
Nice. Okay, so Kyo is a huge inspiration to her voice then. Okay. Well, I got that wrong. I got my influences wrong, obviously. But Lamb of God, Randy Bly is the reason that I started screaming. Literally the reason. Him and Mitch Lucker from Suicide Silence are the two reasons that I started doing screaming. And guitar playing was kind of Deftones. Steph Carpenter was the main reason that I started. And the rest is just history. I just keep on discovering way better bands than those bands. Well, I'm not saying way better, but like there's just newer bands that I'm really liking, like Tesseract, for example, Periphery, Meshuggah. Oh my god, Meshuggah's fucking awesome. Of course, Lamb of God. There's just even smaller bands that I've discovered, like Conflict from Russia. They're amazing. Just kind of really adds on to my influences and helping me build a better profile for music when I'm writing and stuff. What about you, Tatsuya? What since we're the same age, I don't have to call you San. So, what artist inspired you to do keyboard and bass?
Keyboard, like Jun, the Marching Moon's keyboardist, was mostly influenced by Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor, and also Marilyn Manson and Slipknot and those theatrical metal artists. Like not only playing the bass and guitars, and because we are not classical musicians or anything like that, so we dress up into something else from the real world and show up some weird world using metal music. That's the duty of metal music. That's what we thought. So, um, yeah, John like Trent Reznor, and I didn't like electro music at all before I started Magic Moon. Yeah, but I listened to Enter Shikari and I loved Enter Shikari's sounds because that was very new and I could enjoy electro music because of that breakdown something with the electro sequence. Because sequence itself just I don't know, kind of it was like too boring to me because I didn't grow my ear to enjoy electro music. So Enter Shikari was my greatest influence, I think.
For keyboard or just bass as well?
Bass, I actually, because I'm a composer and an arranger, I always think about the bass line when I compose or arrange music, like melody and bass line, and whatever between them, don't matter to me. I don't know. It depends on what genre of music. If it's orchestral, I don't know, the top line and cello and contrabass is most important to me. And death metal too, bass guitar and the top line usually be the electro synth lead in this case because the shouting comes in the middle and guitar riffs too and all the drums too. But this top line and the heaviest low bass that's the first impression when I try to compose something and fill out the other middle sections. That's my process. So that's why I like that kind of keyboards and bass guitars. Maybe I'm thinking about them more than the other instruments.
There's a good band. There's two good bands that you need to check out since you like the Enter Shikari, and I could give you two great bands that you really need to check out: Sonic Syndicate and
Yeah, I love Sonic Syndicate too. Yeah.
Okay, so you already know them, and I
Yeah.
can't remember what the other one was.
They have so many vocals.
Yeah, I
No,
can't remember.
yeah.
Oh, Deadlock. They're from Germany.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're a really good band. But yeah,
Guitarist Yuto
Epic.
especially loves.
what's that?
Guitarist Yuto especially loves Deadlock.
Really?
Yeah, he loves the sounds, the janky sounds, very low tuning, and like synthesized guitar sounds, like very even and doesn't feel like living with noisy accidents. It's so tight. Yeah, he loves that. And about Sonic Syndicate, I was introduced Sonic Syndicate by the first drummer Taku, who traveled abroad to UK. Uh, yeah, he loved Sonic Syndicate and yeah, showed me so many CDs of them. I'm great fan of them too.
They're a really good band. I wish they would come back. They're a really good fucking band.
Yeah.
Well, we are almost out of time, guys. I really appreciate you for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Again, hopefully they'll
Thank
stay
you.
on YouTube and not go away this time. So, and just in case, I'm gonna back this shit up on my laptop so it will stay on YouTube. So, I really appreciate you guys for the interview, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Thank you for being here, Yusan and Tatsuya-san.
Thank you very much.
Indeed.
See you guys.
I hope I can bring some more happy news by next time.
Oh, hey man!
Yeah,
Next
I
time,
hope
if you guys actually bring to the table a brand new
Yeah.
track, I'm definitely gonna get you guys together again. Hopefully, we can get more members next time.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I really appreciate you guys for doing this, and thank you
Let's-
guys for watching that are on
Yeah.
Twitch right now. Cosmic Experience said that Dingwall basses are sharp, and he says Archspire and Intervals uses both of those. And he said
Oh.
unagi. I don't know what unagi is. So.
Nagi.
Is that like octopus?
It's like sea snake. I don't know. No, I'm not.
Seems like.
I forgot the English name. It's so eel.
Seaweed?
Eel is.
Oh, eel. Okay, I never had eel before, so
Mm.
I never had it. I'm leaving Japan here. They are actually trying to reassign me somewhere else. I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, I don't know. I can't really get into specifics because I'm kind of neutral on it. I can't pick a side until the lawsuit is over. But yeah. All right, guys. Appreciate all of you for being here. Thank you, Merging Moon, for doing this yet again. I know you guys are very busy with the day jobs and everything, and I'm also busy with my side job and my day job. So, and thanks, guys, for being here. Seriously. And until next time, PTB out. Peace.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.